Welcome to the Baptist College Experience Online Completion course. My name is Michelle McDonald. I'm the instructor for your course, and I'm going to take you through a brief overview of some of the technology, resources, and information in your syllabus that you're going to need for this course. So we're going to begin by looking at several aspects of technology. So I'm going to leave this PowerPoint in just a moment. I'm going to talk a little bit about My Campus, how we log into computers, Moodle, MindTap, Cash Course, and then ProctorU. ProctorU is not something that's used specifically in this course, although you will find that you're going to use it on other online courses that require online testing. So we do not have any testing in this course. So we don't use ProctorU, but I do want you to at least take a look at that. So I'm going to leave this PowerPoint for a moment. I'm going to start by just showing you My Campus and the logging in, and then I'll take you to the Moodle course. Shrink that down. This is our My Campus site. Hopefully this is something that's familiar to you. It probably will look a little bit different for you when you log on because you see it as a student version. I'm having to look at it as the instructor version. When you log in, you use your username, which will be your student number. Instead of an E for employee, it'll be an S for student. So you put that number in and the password that you established when you first set up your account at the college. You would have done that either through your online or face-to-face orientation, depending upon what type of student you are in this course. It's the same kind of login that you would use should you come on campus. It's your student number and the password that you established. If for some reason you have trouble, I realize you wouldn't be able to get here now, but if you're seeing this video, then hopefully this helps. If you click on this technology tab up here, this is the 24/7 support center for IT. This is actually located at the hospital with Baptist College of Health Sciences, obviously affiliated with Baptist Memorial Healthcare, and so our IT is integrated with them. So you can call the 227-7777. We often refer to it as the 77 number. So you call that number. They can direct you to resources through either they may be able to answer and help you get set up with resetting your password or something. They can do that for you directly, or they will take your information, pass it to one of our IT people on campus, and they can help you as well. So on campus are not there 24/7, but the Baptist Memorial Healthcare IT Center absolutely is. So I encourage you to write that number down, 227-7777, and the support number in case your computer's offline. You won't be able to get to this. You might be able to send a text or call or send an email through your phone. So this is real important information. Back to the home page here. Again, not everything looks exactly the same for you, but there's some really important things I need to just point out. There's a how-tos tab, lots of resources here for you to explore, including our academic calendars as you get ready to plan holidays and things. That's real important to look at, and our catalog is there, and all sorts of information about testing center, how to use help with Moodle, My Campus, and so forth. So that's there for you. Your student tab is where you go to register for classes. You can find your financial aid, student account information, grades, and there's a number of other forms that are listed here should you have to drop a class, add a minor, you have questions about transfer credit that you haven't received credit for, you want to appeal that, there's a form there for that. So between the how-tos and the students tabs, tons of information for you there. Campus ministry, student life, those are other really great resources. Just because you're in an online course or maybe in an online program doesn't mean you're not welcome to come to our campus. There's lots of good activities, even starting with our welcome week starting Monday, September 12th. So please be aware of those kinds of activities. We encourage you to get involved and engaged. And of course our learning resources and library tabs, they're real important, particularly if you're doing any kind of research. You'll need access to our catalogs. Our databases are all here, the login sheets, and all kinds of information for that. We do have a whole information literacy component in the course itself, so you'll get a lot more exposure with that there. And then, of course, I showed you in the beginning the technology component that's in here that helps with any other questions or information you may need regarding technology. If you do come on campus, here's how you get to your wireless code, and you work your way through this set of information in order to receive the wireless code online or for on-campus use. So be aware there's tons of information that's available for you on my campus. Then if we go to the course page, we use Moodle. This is our course page, so you are already enrolled in that, and hopefully you can get into that. The login for the Moodle page is a little different. It isn't the same as logging in elsewhere. You do use your student number placed in there, and then you should have a separate password for that. And your email passwords tend to change regularly, expire. The Moodle password never changes. So if you're seeing this video because I've sent it to you and you have not yet logged in here, you by default should be able to put in your student number and then the exact same thing again for the password, and it will prompt you to change it. So if you haven't done that or you're having trouble, please let me know, or again look to that 777 number and we may have to have it reset. If at some point you put a password in and you've forgotten it or it's not working, you really do need to call the 77 number to get that fixed. It's not something I as your instructor can fix for you because it's on the technology side. I've currently, as I'm showing you this, I want you to know I've got the entire course at the moment open for you to see. It's a 7-week course. Each section is divided up by weeks. As you work your way through, you'll find out where you have assignments in the different areas. Some assignments are due directly into this Moodle page. Some are in some software referred to as MindTap. As you work your way down, you'll see this is our information literacy section. So there's a number of different things to work through there. And if I work my way down, you have one additional place you need to go. It's referred to as the cash course. I have all those sections open at the moment just to show you this video. I am still waiting at this point. It's classes have not yet begun when I'm making this video, and I want you to be aware there's some updates coming on the information literacy. So the odds are that when the course actually opens up on September 6th, the information literacy module may not be ready yet. I'll probably just have the first 3 weeks open, and then within the next couple of days I'll open up the entire course for you. The reason that I want you to have the full course open all at once is this course is designed for you to pace yourself. There are only really 3 assignments that have actual due dates, and they're discussion forums, and therefore because you're dependent on each other to communicate in the discussion forums, they actually have to have required due dates. Everything else you'll find has what I like to refer to as suggested due dates. There are a couple of other things that you have to do one before you do the other, and we do have one Safe Colleges training module. It's a federal law that now all students complete these modules, and we report to the federal government that we have required our students to do this. That does have a due date as well, but I give you 3 weeks to complete that, and I'm flexible with it. It's not as a line in the sand, but I really want you to try and work through those early on. But watch for the things that have the required due dates. I put the reminders in red so that you'll see that they're there. So looking through the course, the syllabus is found over on the left hand side. It's this big blue box. You just click right on it. It will open up your syllabus. I encourage you to take a look at that so that you have an understanding of all of the components and requirements of the course. I'm not going to open it up here now in this module. Please take some time to look at it though. Below that I have what I refer to as the grade record sheet. When you click on that, it's a place for you to keep track of your own grades. There is a grade book in Moodle, and I will populate grades there as well, but sometimes it gets a little confusing for students doing the calculations. I do not usually allow Moodle to calculate the grades. Part of that is because in this course you have the option of which assignments to finish, so they'll all be listed in the Moodle gradebook, but you don't have to do them all. So there's no way for me to figure out on the gradebook who's done which of the assignments and then calculate it accordingly. That's what this grade record sheet is for you to do. There are 400 points in the course, so you need to get at least 90% of those 400 points, or approximately 360 points. You'll get that to earn the A and so forth. It's on a 10-point scale. This course does have a letter grade associated with it. It is not a pass-fail course. It is a letter grade course. We do have a textbook for this course. You can click on this here and it will take you directly to the textbook site. And that's, I think, I've got that opened right here. This is the textbook site. If you click on that link, this will open up for you. You can purchase this textbook in two forms, from our bookstore or online. If you purchase from the bookstore, this textbook can be in a paper copy, and then an access code comes with it. It's fairly expensive. You may also simply purchase just the access code. If you purchase just the access code, it will then give you an e-text and the access to the software that goes with the book. I'm not a big fan of e-text. If you were in my A&P or my Patho class, I'd say I feel a lot better about a student having a paper copy of the book. You tend to read it better, get more engaged with it. However, in a course like this, the e-text really does work quite well, and I would encourage you to really consider going ahead and just purchasing the e-text. Again, you can purchase that code from our bookstore, or you can purchase it online. As long as you're purchasing the Mind Tap with Essential Study Skills, and again, the links through here, you can, even if you're not going to purchase it from here, you can work your way through by establishing this account, so that you can get the information about this specific book and where you might be able to find it elsewhere. Once you have the purchase, it will take you to a page that looks very similar to this. You don't have this grade book section, and unfortunately I can't look at it the way a student would see it precisely. But this is the software that's called Mind Tap. That's what your access code gives you an opportunity to get to. The textbook is right here. There's a full copy of the book right here. And then again, I think it's a pretty nice thing to read through. And so if you're somewhat comfortable with reading off a computer screen, this is not a bad way to go and work through the textbook. Again, this here is where the content of the course is laid out. There are a couple of different, let me see if I can get that book to close back up right here. When you log into Mind Tap, again, that's the software that comes with the textbook. There's an access code for that. And let me, for just a second, take you back to our course. Again, when you click on the textbook right here, it will take you to that website where you can log in. This is also, if you have the access code already, this here code down here is the code that matches my course. So once you have the access code from your book, you put that in, and then it says, okay, now type in the code. You can copy paste that code directly in, and it will take you then to the Mind Tap link, and then you'll be in this section right here. This is a little bit confusing to go through, and you may, depending upon how your computer works, Chrome and Firefox work best. Internet Explorer works extremely poorly, so I encourage you to stay away from that. The course may come up with a view that looks like this and then works its way through the weeks. It doesn't seem to play nearly as nicely, especially with most of the browsers. So if you go to this view, it works much better. So if you'll see where I am on the top of the bar here, when you click on Unit View, you'll find that I list each week. There are 7 total weeks in the course. There's no other information to click on here other than to say that these are the weeks, and it gives you just a little overview. Below each week, if there are optional assignments, this is the section where you have 5 total assignments that are due out of this software. There are over 10 assignments available for you, but you only have to do 5 of them. You get to choose. And I'll go back to the course page in just a moment, and it'll help explain that a little more. But when you come here and you're going to do something on this, when you see like here's one 20-point assignment available, if you click on that, you'll see this orange bar saying that's something that counts towards a grade. If you click on that, it'll open up into a module. All of the modules have 3 attempts, and they take the average of your attempts, and you just go through and click, and as you click on these, it will open up for you to complete the different modules. And it won't show now because I'm in a recording device. I do have Adobe Flash, but you will need that in order for it to work. It works great. It just doesn't do that because I'm in a record mode right now on my computer. But if I go back to this, one other thing I'd like to point out for you is you can start and stop. None of these are timed. You can come back 2, 3, 4 a week, 2 weeks later and complete the attempt. But When you've done them all and you have a grade, and it's going to show you if you've attempted and it's finished, you have to come to the top and say, I'm done, grade assignment now. Even if everything's finished, until you say, I'm done, grade assignment now, I cannot see that you've completed it. I can tell you've worked on it, but I don't get to see the final grade. So you own it. It isn't for me to look at till you hit that I'm done. Okay, so be sure that you do that when you're done with each of the modules that you choose to do. You are certainly welcome to do all of the assigned modules that are available, but you only have to select 5. And so you'll see each week how many there are. There's 1 here, there's 1, 2 here, there's 2 when you click on this one. There are 2 different assignments that you can do. All of these are focused on you deciding which skills that you need to work on to improve your study habits, your preparations, your ability to be successful in courses here. So do them all if you wish. I'll only give you credit for the top 5 that you earn, but you are certainly welcome to do whatever sections you want. And you'll also find that there are some optional study guides and other things that are available for you. They're not the only things that count towards grades are things that have this orange bar by it and says counts toward grade. So again, this is the MindTap software. If you have problems with it, when you first log in, you'll see that there's a tutorial for you to go through as well, and you can skip the tutorial and go straight to this page. But I encourage you, if you get confused, come on back and kind of walk through what I just went through with you right here. Then going back to the course, this is how you're going to be able to tell what's going on in the course. Under purple headings, you'll find any sort of resources, PowerPoints, lecture information that I want you to have access to. The PowerPoints will be listed there. If there are videos or anything else for you to look at, sometimes I can embed them, sometimes I link them, sometimes they're just look like this. So it just kind of depends upon the nature of the video. Sometimes it just doesn't play as nice if I put the whole video in. Your assignments that are due within this Moodle course will be listed here under a blue heading, and then everything under that is things that are done directly within this course. Watch for due dates, whether they're suggested or required due dates. And then things that are in green are the MindTap, the software I just showed you, and the options that are available with suggested due dates. And let me point out now that I put suggested due dates all the way through the course. You can do them all in the first week. You can, or the first week once everything's open for you, or you can wait and do most of them or all of them within the last week of the class. However, if you complete assignments prior to the suggested due date and you get them all done, each one was done early so I could grade and put the points in, and you met those deadlines, I will give you 10 extra credit points at the end of the course. So those are just for those who meet all the due dates. Totally optional to go that pathway. And again, you still only have to do 5 of the possible 10 that are there. But if you once you've got 5 done and you did them all before the due dates, and you've got the other assignments done ahead of time or by the due date, you'll get those extra points. So each week you'll see what the topics are that are being covered. There's almost always a PowerPoint for you to go through. And then you have the assignments listed there for you, and each week works the same way. As I mentioned before, the information literacy section is going to be looked at a little bit and fine-tuned, so I won't have that open the first week of class, but I'll have it open as soon as the librarian gets all of that finished for me. And then towards the end of the course, there is an assignments for Cash Course. Cash Course is one additional outside link. When you come to this, if you click on this, it'll open the tab up there, and then this is the actual link. You can copy paste it or click here. Cash Courses are financial literacy. Our financial aid officers and the chief financial officer of the college actually selected this module. When you come here, you register now as a student, so you click on that and register, and you provide this information. You'll be able to find our school. You create your own password, and once you're in, it'll automatically take you to looking for the names of the instructors for your particular school. You'll find my name, Michelle McDonald, and you'll be able to then select my course, and there are modules for you to complete within the Cash Course. So that's something towards the end. I probably will provide one other little video recording like this to help you through that as you get down towards the 7th week. And then your final week, the course ends on October 25th, so it's very important that everything that you have due is completed by that time. So let me jump back real quick to the PowerPoint, see what else I'm wanting to talk to you about. One more thing I wanted to mention was the ProctorU. As I mentioned before, ProctorU is not something that you need for this course. However, you do need it for other courses that you're taking. So I wanted you to just see a little bit of, this is what the ProctorU website looks like. We have a specific login for, there's a video to help take you through, and when you go into my content within my course, I actually provide these links for you. This is our ProctorU website with our logo on it, so this is how you sign up. And this is one of the places where you can get to the video and that information. And that link, it's not in this part of the lecture, but it's within the course itself. There's a technology section in the very first week of class that gives you this information. And there's also a link to this handout about how it works to have a proctored exam, what the checklists are for the things that you have to have. They're the exact same requirements of what we have for our computers for any student, whether you're an online student or a traditional student. So the requirements for ProctorU are really no different. But they like to make sure you know what you have, and they'll help you test your equipment. Once you log into them, they'll come into your system and they'll test that as well. So ProctorU is just for students who are in our fully 100% online courses that require testing. All right, let me go back to what we've got here. We talked about all of the technology. I've already talked about the textbook, the essential study skills, and the MindTap information that you'll need to know. I kind of hit on a lot of this already. One thing I did not talk about was StrengthsQuest. In the 2nd week of the course, you are required to do an essay based on your 5 signature strengths. In fact, let me take you to the course page here real quick just so you can see what I'm talking about. Coming back up to week 2, you must complete a StrengthsQuest survey. I will provide, either myself or our Natasha Chipman is our administrative secretary. We will send you the code and the email link. Every single employee and every single student at Baptist College of Health Sciences is required to do the StrengthsQuest survey to determine what their signature strengths are. We are a strengths-based institution, which is what that really means is that we don't focus on where your failures are and how to get you up from the bottom, but rather we take what your strengths are and help you build yourself even higher off those strengths. So we have you do these strengths, or do the survey to determine your strengths here in this course. We have you do a short essay on them. That's linked right here with a suggested due date of September 23rd. And then we encourage you to hold on to those strengths. You'll need them. Almost every clinical program has their students continue to build on their strengths, pull on them, write about them, incorporate them in their skill sets and skill surveys of what they're doing once they get into their clinical program. So some of you may have been, if you work for Baptist Memorial Healthcare or some other, I know some people at UT in different areas around the Mid-South have done the StrengthsQuest survey. If you have already done it and you know what your 5 signature strengths are, please send me an email to that effect, because you were billed $10 on your course fees for StrengthsQuest. It was an automatic billing when you registered for the course, but if you already did your StrengthsQuest and you have your 5 strengths, let me know. We'll give you a credit for $10 on your account, and then you'll just have to write the paper. So I don't need the survey results, nothing like that is sent to me. You find your strengths, you write about your strengths. That's how I know you did it. So that's an important requirement of the course. You just don't have to absolutely do it this week. But by the end of the first week of class, we will send you that code. We wait until you're actually enrolled in the course and the courses began before we send out those codes. So watch for that email coming from me. And As soon as the email sent to you and you have a code, you own the code. I cannot give you the refund. So if you already have the strength list, I need to know before the end of the first week of class so that I'm not sending you a code, because once you have it, it's like it's already spent. I can't be guaranteed that code didn't get somewhere to somebody else. So it's just one of those rules. So, but I'm happy to give you that credit if you've already done that. Let's see what else I need to speak with you about here in the beginning. I talked about schedule, that you have the opportunity to pace yourself through the course, the required and suggested due dates, and I believe we've been through all of this. And then again, there's 400 points in the course. All of those mind tap modules are self-graded. In other words, when you put in the system grades it based again on the average of your tries. For things that you have to submit in this course, whether it be discussion forums or papers, I provide you with some guidance, rubrics if necessary for papers and so forth, on how you're actually being assessed and graded. This is not a course that's supposed to be overly burdensome, but rather a course that helps build on some skills for you, helps you do a little bit of self-reflection, self-exploration with some of the things like the strengths quests, and hopefully provides you with some resources that will be beneficial as you move through your other courses. We have received lots of feedback on both the online and traditional forms of this course, and a lot of students come in thinking, well, I know this, I've been to college before, I know how to do this, and then they finish the course and go, oh my gosh, I learned so much to help me be a better student, to help me be successful in my pathophysiology or in my finance courses or whatever courses that you may be taking in the upper divisions as you move forward through your programs. So I ask you to go in with a really open mind, find the things that might be beneficial, that might help you to become a better student. That's what we're after for you, is to try and improve your experiences in your other coursework, and also to help you to understand certain aspects of Baptist College of Health Sciences. The one final thing I want to comment on with regards to within your course itself, you're going to hear a lot about Pulse. Pulse is an initiative at our college that focuses on interprofessional education. This course is an example of interprofessional education, as we have RN to BSN students, we have medical laboratory science students, we have healthcare management students all coming together. We've had respiratory care completion students in here, and I imagine there might even be some other medical radiography or other that in the future come. But I think right now I'm looking at medical laboratory science, healthcare management, and nurse RNs that are coming for their BSN in this course right now. So you get the opportunity to share some of your knowledge through discussion forums, and focus on how you can work together better as a healthcare team. So there are several components to this course that are Pulse related. Again, a big initiative at our college. Pulse actually stands for Professionals United in Life, Service, and Education. So be watching for that. I got a little video that's not produced from here, but it is a really nice little video on interprofessional collaboration as much as it is interprofessional education. So take a look at that, and again, look at the other resources that are available for you here. I am available via email. I'm often up late hours and can answer questions. I'll try and get back to you as soon as I can, usually within a few hours, but be patient. Depending upon the day and time, it might be 24 hours or so before I can get back to you. I do answer emails on the weekends. Again, maybe not quite as rapidly as during the work week, but I know a lot of online students are working on things over the weekend, and you need answers to questions. So I will try to be as attentive as I can during the 7 weeks of this course. If 24 hours go by and you haven't heard from me, try and make the assumption something glitchy happened and the email did not make it to me. Sometimes those things happen. Send me another one. Please don't send the emails through the Moodle page. Send it through the regular Outlook emails, through your actual email accounts. But don't use there is an email option on the Moodle pages. They do not work very well, and they sometimes get kind of sequestered by the Baptist Memorial Healthcare System, and they don't make it through as fast. So please try and use just a regular email. Always use your Baptist College email though, bchs.edu, because if you use a Yahoo, a Gmail, or some other account, they sometimes get sequestered, and it can be days before they make it to me. You can keep sending it to me, and it still doesn't get to me. And then all of a sudden, Thursday will roll, you sent it on Sunday, and Thursday will roll around, and all 5 of them will show up, and all of them are too late to help you out. So please feel free to contact me as you need to. I look forward to working with you. I hope you have a great experience here at Baptist College of Health Sciences.